Welcome to Maine Public News Connect, original news stories from Maine Public Radio, airing weekly in Spanish, French, Portuguese, Somali, and English. I'm your host, Ari Snider. Today is Friday, October 6th, and here are the week's top stories. Portland Mayor Kate Snider said housing and homelessness remain major issues for the city during a speech Monday night. Snider says more than 1,000 housing units are currently under construction in the city, with about 20% of those designated as affordable housing. But she acknowledged the city still lacks permanent, transitional, and emergency housing. She said concerns around homelessness are also front and center, even as the city opened a new shelter for unhoused residents this year and 2 temporary sites for asylum seekers. It was Snider's last major speech as mayor. Her term ends this year, and she is not seeking re-election. 5 candidates are running to replace her. Maine childcare providers say that the end of certain federal funds could make it harder for them to stay in business. At one point, grants from the Federal American Rescue Plan paid providers $100 per month for each spot in their center, but that funding is now coming to an end. Earlier this year, the legislature passed a budget that expanded childcare subsidies and doubled monthly salary stipends for childcare workers, but providers note the increased stipends likely won't go into effect for weeks. The Maine Department of Health and Human Services says it will continue to work with the legislature and other groups on new ideas to strengthen the state's childcare system. Last month, the Somali Bantu refugee community and one of Maine's 4 federally recognized Indian tribes conducted a first-of-its-kind exchange of cultural food. The Somali Bantu community delivered 2,000 pounds of corn from their farm to the Mi'kmaq Nation in northern Maine. In return, the tribe gave 400 pounds of frozen fish. Despite coming from very different parts of the world, leaders from both communities say they saw many similarities, including being displaced from their original land. Community leaders say they hope to continue to build a relationship between the 2 groups and are planning more cultural exchanges. The school district in Presque Isle in northern Maine is hiring more staff to support multilingual students. This year, the district has 2 new students from Venezuela who are still learning English. 16-year-old Rafael Ordaneta says despite the language barrier, he's enjoying high school. He says the teachers and students have been welcoming, and in Spanish class, he's had the opportunity to share some of his family's story with the other students. The district is looking to hire an interpreter to assist Ordaneta and his sister as they continue learning English. District Superintendent Ben Greenlaw says they're also trying to hire an ESOL teacher to prepare for more multilingual students in the future. This has been Maine Public News Connect. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Thank you to our excellent community partners for supporting and contributing to this program. Maine Public News Connect has been made possible by individual supporters and foundations from across Maine, as well as Koo and Patricia Yuen, cPort Credit Union, Hannaford Supermarkets, MaineHousing, and IDEXX. Maine Public News Connect is made possible by Koo and Patricia Yuen, committed to bridging cultural differences in our communities.
Juntos. Ensemble.
Warajir.
Junto.
cPort Credit Union. Together.
Hannaford Supermarkets, celebrating the diversity of its employees, customers, and communities, and committed to fostering a welcoming environment. Together, they're greater than groceries. Learn more at hannaford.com.
Owning a home is key. MaineHousing's new first-generation program gives Mainers the chance to be the first in their family to own a home. Home ownership is possible. Learn more at MaineHousing.org.